But while I'm talking to you, there's something I wanted to ask you. Who is Gerard? I warned you I was observant. You're afraid of him, aren't you?
Afraid of who?
That man Gerard. He's waiting up there like a cat under a mouse hole.
That's a Parky? Why?
He's a policeman.
Why? What did you do?
That's what they think I did. They think I killed my wife.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Stephen McNally, Nan Martin, Richard Anderson, also starring Barry Morse as Lieutenant Philip Gerard. Tonight's episode, The Iron Maiden.
Here in southern Nevada, man is changing the bleak face of nature. With his machinery, he is carving a shaft deep into the unremitting rock and sand. A missile launching silo. When the job is finished, the Air Force will take over. For now, it is a civilian crew that tunnels under the desert crust. A crew of deep and abiding loyalties. One of its newest members, a fugitive, Richard Kimball. Working now as laborer and first aid man. The name he has taken, Parker.
Well, the boss pokes his finger in my chest and he says, "Listen, you black-souled heathen Apache, the government buys your beer. So if this lady congressman wants to snoop around..."
Thank you, Mr. Glennon.
What I'm trying to make clear is there's not much to see at this stage. Not much reason to go below.
I have to write a report. I think that's quite enough reason.
That's ridiculous. Not if there's nothing to see, nothing to write about. Well, what Jack is trying to say.
Well, I think that's fairly obvious, Colonel. He doesn't want me to go in the shaft.
It's dangerous. It's no place for a woman.
Oh, Mr. Glennon, they used to say that about Congress.
All right, we'll take a quick look-see, and then we'll go to lunch. Come on.
Anybody but her. Anybody. Send it up!
Mr. Glennon.
Joe, get those cans out of there. Come on in, plenty of room. Come on, Indian, you're drawing time. Spooky, but you get used to it, Miss Layton. Maybe. I like to build up. I hate these oversized post holes.
We were glad to get the contract.
I needed the money. You ought to know.
All right, bargain basement. Everybody out.
We won't be down here long.
I wish I could be more like you and not afraid of everything.
Most of the crew are still on their lunch break.
Oh, don't stop for me. I know you have a time is of the essence clause.
Would you like me to get some pictures, ma'am?
No, not here, not in the shaft. We're over 200 feet down. Anybody up there drops a pin on you, it'd nail you right to the floor.
If anyone dropped anything up there, wouldn't that indicate negligence?
Look, Miss Snipe.
Just one or two, Jack. It'll just take a moment.
Right over here, miss. Now, just a little smile to please your constituents.
Get a box in the tunnel. Easy.
Get the first aid kit.
Such a stupid thing to do. Stupid.
Parker handles our first aid. He's good.
It's not broken.
You're quite confident, Doctor.
Miss Snell?
You had the whole Congress laughing at me. You'll destroy that negative, of course.
Just one print for your scrapbook.
And she shouldn't walk on her foot.
I'll bring a chair down.
No, I'm sorry, Colonel. I won't use the wheelchair.
Well, you better find some crutches.
Could I?
Yes, Susan, I won't need you anymore. You can go with him.
All right.
And I won't need you or your camera anymore either.
Take her away! Here you are.
This should help.
I feel like such a fool.
Back to work, boys, huh? Come on, move.
Follow the elevator.
Right. gasoline can. It rolled in. I tried to stop it.
Colonel, we're going to try to get water down the shaft. Not with gasoline. Use dirt and sand. Try to smother it. Right. I get that hose out of there! Come on! Get the hose out of there! Get the step ladder! Get all that dirt and sand you can! Come on, start!
It's hot. It's too hot.
Somebody answer that phone.
Stay down. Hey, Jack. Amelia. I said stay down.
That will be in my report, of course.
Yeah, it figures. Jack? Figure he's got a chance? Shut up.
Colonel! They don't answer the phone.
Keep trying.
Anybody hurt? No. 'Let's get to work on this door. Something else for your report. Emilio was on my first crew. I'm godfather to one of his kids. Hours gone by.
It's not too late, is it?
Depends on the air supply. Look, I know it's rough. You must be fond of her.
I was with her for 6 years. She was wonderful to me. Interstate News wants to buy my story.
They called you?
We were talking. Well, someone's got to put her down on paper.
I'll bet the money's good, too.
This business you never can tell. Emilio's smart, you know. I knew a fellow once got caught like that. Got under an overhang. When we dug him out, he was as good as new. I think I'm whistling at the moon.
Well, I think every man has to keep on hoping.
Alec. Take over, will you? Well, we're doing all we can.
Perhaps you should have started before.
Look, it was an accident.
Granted. But isn't your function to anticipate any unusual circumstance?
Like Dale City, I suppose. Hitting underground springs halfway through the excavator.
All right, you should have surveyed the site.
I took the government survey. I was working close. The whole committee saw it my way. I had the extra appropriation right in my hand. Till you knocked it out.
I was doing my job.
Do your job. But don't turn to stone. Don't try to be like a... Jack!
But I don't understand it, General. I never cleared anything. Yes, sir, I'll check it and call you back. The clamshell is here, sir. Right, sir.
Dave Cooley reporting back, sir.
That's my CO chewing me out. The wire service has picked up a picture, running it in all the front pages in Washington.
Everywhere.
Yours?
All mine. Exclusive. Coast to coast.
I told you to clear all pictures with me first.
Oh, this wasn't on the accident, sir.
No doubt about it, Captain. I'm going alone, 245 plane. I'll pick up some men out there. This time, one way or another, I've got him.
It's hard to breathe.
Well, there's plenty of air in here. It's all that beer, Sully. Well, actually, we only use 1/4 of our lungs. Oh, that's true. Been proven. Hey, Jack.
Nobody told you to quit? Move the dirt off him.
You're gonna dig us out?
15, 20 hours. 20 hours? They're gonna last that long? That's what I thought. That conduit, it's outside the shaft. It could have stood up. Yeah, if we can get to it. We might. But there's spaces between that concrete. Just possible a man might snake his way through.
Well, give it a try.
Who said you?
It's gonna be a tight fit, so.
To your left. 10, 12 feet.
Lieutenant Gerard. I believe this man was caught below with the others.
That's right. I can't believe it. I've talked with him. He seems quiet, intelligent.
Yes. A quiet, intelligent murderer. I prefer that no one knows who he is or why I'm here.
Mr. Gerard, this is Miss Late, the Congresswoman's secretary.
How do you do?
Mr. Gerard is a friend of, what's his name?
Parker.
That's right, Parker.
Colonel, what are the chances?
It doesn't look good.
I'll wait.
Hey, Jack, I think I've got it.
At this point, there is no way of knowing how many, if any, are still alive. Even generous estimates would indicate the air supply must be almost exhausted. Friends of Congresswoman Snell's in Washington are promising a full investigation. Stay tuned for our next regularly scheduled newscast at 6 o'clock.
Pull the cap. I'll rig the compressor and get the colonel. That's it.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Lucky Jack Clannan.
He did it again. He just didn't mean to die.
He did it.
You need something, Miss Snell?
Thank you. Nothing.
You think the headset will go through?
It should. It's small enough.
I've been smelling it for years, but I never knew plain old air could smell like French perfume.
They've got it. Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Glennon?
Jack, they dropped the microphone down. The colonel wants to speak to the lady. This is for your throat. And put this in your ear.
Thank you. Hello? Congresswoman Snell speaking.
This is Colonel Lawrence. Are you all right?
Quite well, Colonel, under the circumstances. May I speak to my secretary, please?
Marion, I'm so glad.
You can release this statement to the wire services. I intend to fix the blame for this. If it hadn't been for one of the crew, a man named Parker. Well, I just don't know. Here, tell her about yourself. Mr. Parker.
Hello?
Mr. Parker?
That's right.
Marion tells me you're a hero. I'm sure your friend will be delighted to hear that.
That's right.
Mr. Gerard.
Gerard.
Yes, he's standing right here beside me. It is Gerard, isn't it? Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker?
Does that crane operator know what he's doing?
He's the best.
Slow.
He has to be. The shaft could cave in again.
There's no other way out.
No. Lieutenant.
What if he won't come up? We go in after him.
You hear anything? Not a thing.
Bandage looks a little tight. I'll loosen it for you.
You're very observant. So am I. Strange. Little pieces that flake off a person and leave so much naked, so much to be seen. A word, a look, just a held breath.
Feel better?
Much. You should have been a doctor. Bothered you, didn't it? Just the word. I say doctor. It's like a whip flicking off one of those little pieces. Another word I've noticed.
We're gonna make it.
They'll be breaking through soon. You'll be out. You can hot-foot it back to Washington and start a scream.
Mr. Glennon, let's not make this a personal issue. I am the chairman of a congressional subcommittee. I'm working for you just as much as everyone else.
Sure, keep projecting. It makes a nice public image.
You project a rather strong one yourself. Patron saint to an army of featherbedders.
That's Washington talk.
Not at all. It's based on considerable observation, Dale City and here. You have 20 more men on your crew than you need.
What do you suggest I do with them? They're not cats to be drowned when I've got too many.
Mr. Glennon, my committee spends the government dollar, and that's a hard, realistic business. And if you choose to carry 20 extra men out of misplaced sentiment...
They'd do as much for me, and more. A lot of them weren't eating regularly. It was rough. Oh, you tied the can to me good on that Dale City job.
Don't blame me. You bungled the job.
I didn't bungle it.
You showed manifest incompetence. I had to point out...
You had to whip somebody because you had been whipped. Because Senator Halsey gave you the brush.
Mr. Glennon.
You had them all tagged for wedding bells. And a cheap little blonde grabbed them away.
Gossip.
Left the great God Snell with egg on her face. She had to have a human sacrifice to give her back her self-respect. Him, me, anybody. Just happened I was first in line.
Not true.
Oh, don't tell me. I've got friends in Washington.
Don't count on them. Mr. Glennon, don't ever bother to bid again on another government job.
No, sir. No more tunnels. They stink. Next time, Jack gets us a nice little dam.
Or a bridge, huh, Jack?
Yeah, next time nothing. I'm through. I'm broke. Well, you can't quit now. You got to chip in. For Alec. His wife's going to have a baby. Kid? Oh, that's swell. When is she expected? Oh, maybe 4 or 5 years? 4 or 5 years. Why, you
You can't buy that in the supermarket.
I wouldn't know. I'm not shopping. I've got what I want. You don't believe that?
Should I?
Well, I'm on 4 congressional subcommittees. Chairman of one. Respected. Quoted. I have national coverage.
Well, it's good.
I work with brilliant, exciting people. Some I've known for years. We have formed close and lasting associations.
Well, it's very gratifying.
We're very close, the people I work with. My secretary, you met her. She's like my own sister.
Boy, you look sick. Mr. Yarmer. Boy, you are sick. No, it's in
Why do they bother you?
They don't. I just told you I've got what I want. I made up my mind when I was in college. What I wanted and how to get it. I knew what it took. A thick, tough skin. It can't hurt you when you're wearing a suit of armor.
But you can hurt yourself. If you get locked inside.
Well, maybe I like it inside. Maybe I'm used to it. Maybe I don't want to come out.
Every human being needs someone to talk to.
I talk to my analyst. Through my visor. For $30 an hour, he's glad to listen. And while I'm talking to you, there's something I want to ask you. Who is Gerard? I warned you I was observant. You're afraid of him, aren't you?
Afraid of who?
That man Gerard. He's waiting up there like a cat on a mouse hole.
That's the Parky? Why?
He's a policeman, Jack.
Why? What did you do?
That's what they think I did. They think I killed my wife.
Let them ask me what I think.
will you all stand back, please? Mr. Gerard, you're in the way. We're working.
So are we.
All right, put it down.
Colonel Lawrence, are you sure there hasn't been a call from Interstate News?
I don't know.
Hey, Colonel! They're sending the dame up first!
Back into my suit of armor. I guess everyone gets trapped in his own way. When I'm having breakfast with my secretary, Dr. Kimball, I'll read about you in the papers.
That's it.
Okay, Victor, take her away.
Well, now, how do we get you out of here?
Don't get mixed up in it, Jack.
Who asked you?
What are we going to do with him?
You do nothing.
Well, who says?
I say, you could end up in jail.
Well, so could you. You figured to go alone?
Yeah, since when did you start working without a crew?
You got a way to do it, Jack?
Maybe.
Hurry up and get her out of there. Send that cage back down. Hold it, Gerard. These men know what they're doing.
Will someone get me out of this mummy case?
Of course.
You're waiting for Parker, your policeman.
You're very perceptive.
So is he.
Did he give you any trouble?
A lot. He saved my life.
All right. He'll be coming up, too.
Okay. Where's my secretary? Well, it's a simple question. Where is she?
Talking to Interstate News, I think. Killing a story.
Killing what story?
Hers. The one she sold when she thought.
She couldn't wait.
Marion! Oh, thank heaven you're all right. Oh, Marion, we were so frightened.
Were we?
Agnostic. Naja. Nantan. Aho.
سيالك الجنة خلصها. No. Ninja Gandhi.
All set. Then do it.
Hey, there's something wrong with the headset. I don't hear him no more. Up there on top. We need some help. What's wrong? Parker must have gone off his nut. He smashed the microphone and hauled up in the control room.
He doesn't give up.
I'm coming down! All right.
They say Parker's a criminal.
People fool you sometime.
I'm a police officer. Where's Parker?
In the control room at the end of the tunnel. He's the one who was killed. I told you, Parker's in the control room.
I have to warn you, he's wanted for murder.
Murder?
So if anyone tries to interfere... Can they get this open?
Maybe it's pretty heavy. Give it a try.
What goes down there? I don't know.
Marion!
Let him go.
Let who go?
That was a fine thing you did for Parker.
That photographer's given us a complete statement. I thought you'd want to know.
That was a fine thing you did for Parker.
Apparently there was no question of negligence. The contractor involved will not be blamed.
The contractor involved would like to say thanks. He might say it even better over dinner.
Like this? I look pretty silly. The great god Snell? On crutches?
Oh, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't look silly. Not anymore. Do you like your steak rare?
Richard Kimball eats alone. For him, all roads are lonely, all seasons dangerous. Until the day when he can prove his innocence, Richard Kimball must remain a fugitive.
Hold it, everybody! Now, you stand right over there, mister.
Yeah, Charles Edward, there ain't no way to treat nobody.
Now, you stand right still, Haynes.
I was just having some fun.
You better kill somebody outside there with that truck. I said stand still.
Charles Edward, I don't want no trouble out of you. I'm leaving the country. He grabbed my wheel, he almost made me hit that boy. I had a boat waiting to take me out. You ask him. Go and ask him. I had nothing to do with it, Sheriff. Oh, that's gratitude for you. It's your fault I'm here.
All right, get out of your belly, boy.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Philip Abbott, Warren Oates, Madeline Sherwood. Tonight's episode, Devil's Carnival.
This is a man who must keep moving, pursued. He is not a man of solitude, but often the friendless open road is his only alternative to death by execution. Richard Kimball, he travels a lot by thumb, makes many a long, lonely hike between rides.
Dad, Tony! How are you? Remember me? Hey, don't back off, Governor. Here. $2 worth of gas there in the truck. Keep the change. Hey. What's the matter with you? I ain't gonna hurt you. Shoot, I'm leaving the country. Who's that down there, Central? Is that you, Mary Beth Thompson? Well, you give me Cox's land down there, will you, honey, babe? That's right. It's Haynes.
Haynes? McClure? Yes. Yes, Cox's. All right. All right.
What? Haynes. You got that boat ready, ain't you? Do I have money? Does a wild bear live in the woods? Oh, now you listen here. I won't be down there in half an hour, you hear? I'm gonna have some mighty unfriendly folks on my tail, so I ain't got no time to visit with you. You have everything ready now, you hear me? All right.
Let's come to the phone.
Mayor Potter, is my son Tad there, please?
No, he ain't, Mary Beth. I let him out for coffee.
Oh. I've just got to find him, Mayor Potter. I just found out that Haynes McClure is on his way to town.
Beth, I ain't calling nobody nothing. No, ma'am. No, I'm just saying that Haynes McClure coming back to Corona just don't make sense.
I know what I heard, Charles Edward.
And I'll tell you something. I've got Judd Tormey calling from down at the corner, and he will tell you the self-same thing.
Come on, get in! Hurry up! Hurry up! Where you headed? Next town. Ha! Corona. Ain't nobody goes Corona, buddy. You come from it, and you go through it. Now me, I'm going through it to get where I'm going. I'll drop you off there if you want.
Gonna find a couple of days' work pretty soon. Guess it doesn't matter where.
We can't have him living here, Charles Edward. We can't. Haynes McClure is a criminal, wanted everywhere.
That ain't quite true, Mr. Potter. He's been in trouble, yeah. Well,
He done that bank hold up in Macon. He shot that guard.
ain't nobody proved that yet.
This town give birth to that man. He shamed us and disgraced us.
Yeah, well, ain't much here he can do any harm to.
What's he coming back here for? What?
Well, I'm going to try to find out before he gets here. I'm going to go out and stop him at the bridge. Now, you being the mayor, you try to keep this thing quiet till I get back.
Dad, your mama wants you. Jerky's Billiards. Yes, ma'am. Tad, your mama wants you.
It's gospel truth, Louise. Haynes McClure, just as big as a frog in a... hold on, Louise, will you please? No, just hold on. Tad? Now, Tad, listen. There is a rumor that Haynes McClure is on his way. Now, I want you to just go back to the telegraph office and stay there. You just stay off the streets until Mama tells you,
Well, I'll tell you. There's this creek that runs up a river about a mile or so south Corona. Now, back in Prohibition days, my dad, he knowed some of them smugglers. You catch on? Well, one day me and some of my buddies, we was maybe 5 or 6 years old. We slipped over there and we swiped us a jug of that Puerto Rican rum. Tied a string on it and sunk her over the side of the creek. Every now and then we'd go down there and we'd pull up that old jug of rum. Oh, it was cold. Oh, couldn't go. We'd have a swig out of it. Everybody was happy. Turkey. That's Charles Edward Shafter. Oh, Thomas Gaines.
I just want to make sure. We ain't gonna have no trouble in this town.
Get your hand off my truck, Charles Edward. I ain't got time to visit with you. Charles Edward's getting mad.
You stand right over there, mister.
Listen here, Charles Edward, that ain't no way to treat nobody.
Now you stand right still, Haynes.
I was just having some fun.
You could have killed somebody outside there with that truck. I said stand still.
Charles Edward, I don't want no trouble out of you. I'm leaving the country. He grabbed my wheel, he almost made me hit that boy. I had a boat waiting to take me out. You ask him. Go and ask him.
I had nothing to do with it, Sheriff.
Oh, that's gratitude for you. It's your fault I'm here.
All right, get down on your belly, boy. Down there. On your belly. You all right, ain't you, Sue Ann?
I thought he was going to pull my hair out.
Anybody see where that first bullet went?
All right, now. Everybody clear out of here. I'm taking these prisoners out. Mayor Potter, you get them out of here. Jerky, you have me here with Haynes. Okay. Up on your feet, mister.
Sheriff, I never saw that man before. He just gave me a ride.
That truck would have killed me.
I seen you grab the wheel, mister.
Tad, you help Jerky with Haynes. Go on. Okay, mister, you march.
Sheriff, I never saw the man before. He just gave me a ride, that's all.
Please answer the phone. Sir.
All right, get in here. Right over there.
Sheriff, you can just wait until he comes to.
Step right back here. Come on, come on.
Pick me up just this side of a place called Judd.
Jerky. We'll get Doc Featherstone. And get my car over to the pool hall and bring it around and back.
Well, am I on duty as of now? I get paid as of now.
Yeah, all right. All right. Ted, answer that telephone. Step over here, please. Hello.
Is Haynes McClure in there? Ted, you get out of there. You get out of there right away now. And you know what your daddy come to, running with his kind. Now you get out.
Now you go and run to the telegraph office and say that, Tad. Tad, get out of there. Tad. Tad, do what I tell you.
Dad? Dad, please.
How do you figure? Quiet afternoon. Chicken sandwich for lunch, game of horseshoes, and something like this. You know, they blame a lot of things on Haynes McClure. Say he robbed a bank and killed a man in Macon. And he would have run down Tad Thompson. Reckon he would have shot me. I owe you something.
If you owe me something, Sheriff, not a drink, but
you better take it. You see, I believe your story. Because I got a flasher. And your picture right over there in my desk. I know who you really are. Knew it right along. Sorry, Doc.
Raise the price on beer, 10 cents. Raise the coffee, a nickel. Push that front pool table back a ways and figure out how to make room for more clients in here. And find that other bullet hole that Charles Edward made.
Boys, this Strauss up here wants a word with you.
You remember me, don't you, Haynes? Local paper.
Oh, yeah, sure, JP. How are you?
Fine. Now, I'd like a statement from both you boys if I can get it.
Oh, I'll tell you, JP. I ain't got nothing to say. It's fit to print.
What were you doing leaving the country? And how did you two boys come to throw in together?
Together? Listen here, JP. Don't you print nothing about me. Nothing. I'm in this town because he stopped my truck, and I won't get back on him for that. You print my name one time, JP. I'm going to get you, JP. I'm going to get you, son.
You ain't going nowhere.
How are you?
You're going to put a special guard in this jail tonight, ain't you? Them two boys are killing.
Yeah, Shirky Salter here. Be on night guard if I need him. I'm going to wire the sheriff for help right now. Now, Shirky, I please don't want nobody in here. I want to keep this thing just as quiet as possible. Now, you stay here for a while until I'm through with the telegraph. Shirky, put your badge on. You're on duty now.
Here, boy. These things go in file 5 back there under new contacts.
Mr. Potter, why would they say that man killed his wife?
Put that behind you, boy. You got responsibilities here.
Well, everything back to normal now?
Uh-huh. I'm off duty now, so I brought my boy a sandwich.
Sandwich? Mighty near supper time.
Peanut butter sandwich and a nice banana. That'll tide you through. It's so much nicer than your eating at Shirky's pool hall. Here you are, dear. Oh, now, son, Mama is sorry that she got so upset on the phone today, but Oh, Charles Edward.
Beth?
Charles Edward, you are just the man I want to see. Now, I want to ask you about Haynes and all. Now, they're not going to stay here long, are they?
No longer than I can help.
Because you and I know just how he used to upset this town. How he led my husband right straight down the garden path. Now, I do not want Tad under that influence.
Okay, Ma'am Beth.
Tad, you go straight home now when your work's done. You hear, Mama? You stay out all this.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Mr. Potter, I got a couple telegrams to send. If I use a phone, well, half the town will be listening in.
Tad, take these down.
Yeah, one of these go to sheriff up at county seat. And I guess the other one will go to Lieutenant Phil Gerard, police headquarters, Stafford, Indiana.
Yeah, Murphy, it's true. Haynes McClure. And a wife killer named Kimball from up north. That, Myrtle. Listen. Spread the word out your way, will you? Well, tell folks to come on in tomorrow.
Hey, I hope you're not too peeved at me now, buddy. Because I sure didn't mean half those things I said to you.
Well, park your car behind the pool hall. 50 cents.
I didn't even know who you was, and I picked you up.
We have that in common. We got a pickle in common, too, babe.
Oh, there's room for 30 cars.
Why do you pick up hitchhikers when you're on the run? Well, me, I was on extended vacation until old Charles Edwards started honking that siren at me.
She's got a station wagon. She ought to be able to bring in a lot.
Ain't he a Lulu? He knew since I left town.
See him. He's a hometown boy, you know. Well, Myrtle, I better get back on duty. Yeah, Myrtle. Well, I've got to look after these prisoners. Yeah. Bye, Myrtle. Hey, Haynes?
Yeah.
How many banks you rob all told? 6 or 8?
How many times they catch me?
Nearly did, I guess.
How'd you know it was me?
Got your description.
Look, friend, I live around here. Everybody knows what I look like. I was born here.
True, you run with the Schofield gang, though, ain't it?
That's right. Didn't you ever make a mistake?
Schofield gang, they traffic in women, bad liquor, and dope. Must make a lot of money.
Mark eyes on that bird gun, will you?
Shameful mean, them Schofield boys. Their furs and fancy cars. Still, I never did hear of Schofield strangling his wife.
Now, Bede, I'm going to give you $1 to stay here tonight with Tad. Now, in case any messages come in, I want one of you to be awake. Understand?
Shirky or me will be at the jail all night, so.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Potter. Attend to business now, Tad.
Hey, what you got, Ted? Just a message.
Well, let me see it.
Richard Kimball in custody, please advise.
What's the matter with you? I was only spoofing you.
Sue Ann, you taking that to the prisoners?
Oh, there's only 2 45-cent specials there. But old Shirky, he's charging the city $1.50 a piece.
Let me carry it for you.
About half the other counties in this state. Suspect for robbery and murder in Macon.
Please hang up the phone, Charles Edwards. Let me talk to you, please.
Well, it's too much excitement for my time, Sheriff. Me here all by myself.
That's why I said in my telegram, don't phone me, because everybody listens in. Well, you better get somebody over here tomorrow, because I may need some help.
You know that sheriff is, don't you? That's Luke Carroll. That's Fat Schofield's brother-in-law. You know that, don't you?
Well, that's my worry. You've been friends with the Schofields for years.
I'm on level with you, Charles. They're after me. I'm running the Schofield gang, not the law. They're gonna send some boys down here, and they're gonna murder me.
I'm in the county system, Haynes. I got to report to the sheriff.
And he's gonna send his killers down here and get me, don't you understand that?
It makes sense, McClure, if you hadn't stopped to pick me up.
What? Ah, come on, man. You think I ain't got a reason? And you think them Schofields don't know my truck? I was gonna give you that truck, boy, and they'd be following you, and I'd be long gone.
And that's the gospel truth. I was leaving the country, Charles Edward. I ain't lying to you.
I don't want that bunch busting up my town.
Well, you're a bit might late, ain't you, babe? You done went and told them where I'm at.
I'm not hungry.
Chicken wing. Fried potato.
I won't tell you something. That money you went and took out of my pocket and put in your safe. That's their money, boy. And they think there's a whole lot more. And they gonna send their boys down here and they gonna wreck this town. And then you're gonna have to let me out of here, Charles Edward.
The sheriff, maybe there is some place you could take us.
Doc, I'm sorry you're mixed up in this whole business.
I suppose he's telling the truth. The town would be safer, and we'd be a lot safer if you get us out of here.
Hey, Pat? Oh, a message coming in. Police headquarters, Stafford, Indiana. Doctor, I'm sorry. I didn't want to send that message. I know it ain't true. That's what I tried to... You're doing a wrong thing, Mr. Shafter. He don't belong here. You know it. You know it. Not a man like that. Look straight at him. I know. Somebody ought to set that man free.
I'm going to have the prisoners shave and wash up as soon as Charles Edwards come back from the meeting. Now, I could let, say, the 6 of you look through the windows and into the cells, 4 bits apiece, to defray the expense of maintenance here. You know, it costs a lot of money to keep
All right, Tad. You can take a little time off now. Gonna hold council meeting a while. Bede, you go on home if you want to. You ain't needed no more. All right, come on, boys. Let's get down to it.
Corona Jail, Deputy Salter. Oh, yeah, Miss Thompson. The sheriff? Well, Charles Edwards is, over telephone.
I know we can get that bird gun away from him if we can just chum him over here a little closer.
Well, Charles Edwards deputized me himself.
If he had any money, he'd sell it to us.
Well, you can call him over there.
They think I got money.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I ought to do it.
Well, fine.
Schofield money?
My theory is that this triumph belongs to the whole community. We need time to get them television people over here and the newsreel.
I ain't got the authority to keep them prisoners here.
Folks coming in from everywhere to see them. All we're asking, don't rush no deputies in from the county seat to sneak them two out of town.
Sneak? I could no more do that now and sneak a fish through a cat farm. Take a look outside the people I got to deal with already.
And you think about that. If you do take them out, what do you reckon will happen here when the folks coming to see them find out we got no show?
And what if some galoot gets drunk and starts a riot? Or fire? You want to help this town? Then you go out there and you tell those people to go home. This ain't no carnival.
Oh, yeah, Miss Parks. We all know Haynes McClure. But this wife killer's the one you ought to get a look at. Got a kind of subterfugious appearance to him. No, this officer named Gerard is coming down from Indiana to get him. Sometime tonight. Now, don't say who told you, but come on in. Bring the family. They'll be here most of the day.
Shooky.
He's sleeping.
Yeah. Shooky, if I don't get out of here, I'm going to...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Come here. I don't want to take a chance on waking him up.
What are you talking about?
You and I can help each other. Nobody blame you, there's a way.
Wait a what?
I think I know why he's hiding the Schofield money.
Schofield?
$50,000.
Why, he ain't got no $50,000. What are you doing in here, Tad?
Well, I just brought over a couple of sandwiches.
For them?
Didn't know.
Look, the town feeds them breakfast and supper. That's all. Where'd you get them?
I bought them at your place.
My place.
Mr. Potter let me off while council meetings were going on.
Well,
so...
if you paid for them already, go on, feed them.
Just cold roast beef.
Thank you. Here's the sandwich, bud.
I'll be daggone. Dad, boy, you like to buy my faith in human nature, son. You know something? You remind me a whole lot like your daddy used to be. He was too dad burn good for this town. Ain't he a good old boy, Kimball? I'll tell you, my daddy used to hustle sugar for his granddaddy years ago, making moonshine food. That's before you was born, no one, son. Yes, sir.
I brought this. Walt Whitman. My pa left all his books to me, maybe 25 books. World Atlas, book on poems, whatnot.
Again.
That one talks about what a man is. You know, the nature of man.
Your father not living?
No, sir. He dead, ain't he, Dad?
Yes, sir. He died in prison when I was 9 years old.
JP had me haul a flipper down here. Get a picture for the newspapers. Now, here's the gun I was telling you about. Now, this is the way the picture's gonna be. Me next to the machine. I was the first one to see him out at my filling station. If I could have gotten my shotgun in time, they never would have got into town.
Now, folks, if anybody else wants to get a snapshot of Sue Ann by the bullet hole, Why, here's my camera with a flash attachment. $1 a shot plus expenses. Now, another 50 cents, and she signed her autograph. Remember, she's the poor little girl Haynes McClure done grabbed by the hair. Now, up yonder on the wall is the other bullet hole. Sue Ann's going to stand on the table and point to it. That way, you get a little more of her in your picture. $1.50 for that pose. Sue Ann, I've got to get back on duty. You're in charge here. Make sure that everybody pays.
Now, I got to go back on duty, so you give me the promise, Tad? You get them boys out of there. Now, you just get them out.
Anybody else in town I can talk to, Mom?
They're going to do you just exactly the way Haynes McClure done your daddy years ago. Now, him and Haynes, they acted as if they was just too big for this town.
Maybe they were.
Don't you backtalk me. You get them out of here. Oh, baby, and I made sacrifice to give you a good start in life in spite of your daddy's transgression. And if Mr. Potter wants you to stay on and in charge, why, that means that he's got confidence. That makes you a mighty important young man.
Mighty important.
Are you sassing me?
Mom, you're late to work.
Now listen here, you get them out of there. Time I call. Or else I'm going to come back here and I am going to slap you good. You see if I don't.
I don't know. Maybe Haynes is right. Sheriff Kiley does take his orders from Schofield. He sure could have found a deputy to send by this time.
You better go get something to eat before the beer starts flowing, Charles Everett. They're pretty quiet right now. You may need your strength.
Well, if anybody from the sheriff shows up, or if you hear from Lieutenant Girard, you come and get me. Be back in 20 minutes.
$50,000 sewed inside the lining of that coat.
Can you get it?
Oh, but you can get the keys.
I dassn't go in there. You get it. Go on. Get it.
All right. Get the gun and cover.
What's going on here? All right, Shaggy, get over here.
Watch it, Haynes. Don't do something you'll be sorry for.
Ah, shut up, Shirky, and go get them keys. I'll kill you.
I got one load in this gun, boy, and I'm gonna make it pay.
You keep him covered, Tad. I'll go get help.
Mr. Salter.
Charles Edwards, come quick.
Hey, Tad boy.
Hey, boy. I'm gonna bust you loose from this two-bit town, son. You just my kind. Get me out of here. And it's you and me against the world, son. Come on, Ted. Come on.
Out the back way. We'll use Mr. Shafter's car. I'll get the keys.
Now give me the keys. You stay here.
No.
Hey! Dad, hey!
I go with you.
You can't go with me, Ted.
Ted!
Ted.
Mr. McClure, Dr. Kimball saved my life from you and Mr. Shafter's. I know he ain't no killer.
Listen, boy, I ain't either. I was just waving that gun around out there to scare folks. Listen here, Ted. I'm your friend. We just like me and you, boy.
Answer me!
Come on around here and open up this jail cell.
Now look, McClure, this isn't going to work.
Get out of the way. All the people are going to get hurt. I know somebody's going to get killed, but they don't shut up.
Only making things worse for the boy.
Well, I worry about number one, babe.
Babe.
Babe. My friend Charles Edward took one clean through him. I have one for you, old buddy. Don't look so concerned, Ted. I shot my way out worse than this, son.
I lost all my strength. Call a doctor, Ted. What about Haynes? He's dead. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
Dad! Is your mama sticking to you? You come out of there, Dad! You hear me? Let me go to him!
Ma! Ma! Can you hear me?
Dad, come out of there, please. Please.
I'm doing this, Ma. This is one thing I'm gonna do.
Ted. Call a doctor, Ted.
No, not now. After you go, you hear me? I did this thing wrong, but I did it. You're free, and you go.
So it's time for you to grow up and grow up fast. One more step makes you another Haynes McClure. Have you seen enough already? Sheriff may die. He was forced to kill a man that once was his friend. Now go to the door, turn on the lights, get a doctor in here.
Wait, Ted. Ted. You turn on the lights. You open the door. And then they'll all come in here. And then you take the dock. And you go out the back door. And you take my car and...
I got it. I got it.
Don't you worry. No more now. No more.
Dad.
Stay behind me. Right close. Hands. Nobody shoot. Nobody shoot. All the man wants is for me to drive him safe out of town. He promised he won't hurt me. Please don't try and stop him. Please. Leave us go.
You can stop now, Tad. We're safe.
Hey, we really fooled them, didn't we? Did you see their faces? Man, we sure showed them something. Done pulled off a regular Haynes McClure. Fooled that whole bunch so bad. Walked right out on them. Walked right out. Walked out of that jail. You see that? Walked out just like... just like... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go on back, Tad.
I can't. I can't. I gotta get away from there.
But don't run. If you feel you have to get away, then walk away from it. Don't run.
Here, boy. Only $1 a piece. You want one? There you are. They're genuine. Right here. Another dollar. All right. That's one for you.
You've got a real future here now. You took your life in your hands and stopped a desperate jailbreak of criminals and everything. And, why, we know now that Haynes killed that man down at Macon, and he might have killed you.
I never stopped the trouble, Ma. I caused it.
Isn't that just like my boy, not to grab the credit? But we got the straight of it from Charles Edward and from Shirky, too, about how you saved things. We know.
Bye, Mom.
You put that suitcase down. And you go home this minute. Remind me, Tad. Go home. Or I'll slap you. Tad?
Dad! Hey, boy, did you get one of these? Old JP Alsop selling them for $1 a piece. Picture that fella that got away.
The things a fugitive turns away from are sometimes evil, sometimes good, and difficult to leave. Everything left behind is dangerous. There is no safety for him anywhere. But if he can keep moving, there's hope.
The Fugitive.
Who is it?
Dan Martin. They want Hallie out front.
I haven't seen her.
I'm sorry. I was sure I heard her voice.
How are you on keyholes?
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story: Janice Page, Mark Richmond. Tonight's episode, Ballad for a Ghost.
Several miles south of Salisbury, Ohio. Richard Kimball, wearing the name Pete Glenn, grows restless now. He's worked here 2 months, long enough in one place, perhaps too long. Time to move on.
I told you to have that other banner up by the time I got back. I know, but... Skip the butt, son. Just get it done, will you?
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Well, they were not on the train.
That was a wire from her. They're driving in later tonight.
One thing you can always say about her, she's got great timing.
It could have been held up at the telegraph office. I'll call.
Don't bother, huh? And you can bet it wasn't the telegraph company. Is this it?
We got stiffed by a table of college kids.
That's great.
We'll make it up tomorrow night.
You know, I'm about ready to forget the whole thing.
Look, Johnny, I know it still hurts. But you said she was going to cut an album here tomorrow night. Hallie Martin at the Log Cabin or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Her Royal Highness has decided to throw some crumbs to the peasants.
And we happen to be the hungriest peasants on the block. 500,000 albums floating around the country with our name on it could do us a lot of good.
I don't need any favors from her.
Use your head, Johnny. With a name like hers, we'll have the press swarming around here tomorrow night, and not just those freeloading saloon bums. We'll get some real coverage.
Okay. Okay. But I'm not going to wait up for the royal coach.
Mr. Hayward, I'd like
Later,
to...
Glenn.
Mr. Hayward. I just wanted to tell you I'm leaving tomorrow.
What do you mean you're leaving?
I'm taking off tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's great. That's just great.
Sorry.
Well, that's too bad you're sorry. But tomorrow night is a big one, and I need somebody on that light who knows what they're doing.
Well, like I told you, I've got to go.
Okay, walk. Walk. But I want you out early. I can't afford any more free breakfasts. Davy, bring out that old lobby sign of Hallie's. I don't want any complaints when she gets here.
What's bothering him?
Don't you know? Come on, give me a hand.
Do I know what?
Johnny was married to her and she walked out on him.
Another man?
I guess you'd call it another life. She told him she wanted to make it big. But she couldn't do it if she had to drag him along. Must have been 100 people standing around. Sure wasn't pretty.
It's a rough way to get it.
Yeah. The trouble is she did make it. She made it big, and Johnny's still here sweating out the payroll every Saturday night. Whole thing shook him up pretty good. Now there we are. I guess that's your last official act. Hey, what's the matter?
I guess I'm tired. Get some sleep.
Good luck, Steve.
Yeah.
one road I travel. There's just one place I go. There's just one love for me to give someone. There's just one life I know. There's just one life I know. So come and walk beside me. We'll reach that place one day. And if you choose to, you may take my love, or simply share the way, or simply share the way. Hello?
Hello.
I'm Hallie Martin. I hope I didn't wake you up or anything.
That's all right.
Come on, grab a chair. Sit down. I'm afraid I don't sleep much these days. You work here?
Up until tonight.
What's your name?
Pete Glenn. It's a nice song.
Your ex-boss wrote it for me. Johnny fire you or something?
No, I quit.
What'd you do for him?
Oh, I ran the spot, hung the curtain, swept the floor, you know.
Oh. Why'd you quit?
It was about that time.
I know what you mean. When are you leaving?
There's a bus in a couple of hours.
Did you run the follow spot?
Yes.
Would you run it for me?
I can't.
I'd appreciate it.
I'd like to.
Please, it'd just be for the one night.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I guess sometimes I get a little too pushy. Still friends?
Still friends.
Good.
Good night, Miss Martin.
That's not friends. The name's Hallie.
Good night, Ellen.
Good night, Pete.
Hallie. Honey, we've been looking all over for you. They've got your room ready.
So?
Well, you better get some sleep.
I sleep when I'm tired.
It's 3:30 in the morning, honey, and tomorrow night...
It's tomorrow night. Now get off my back. Hallie. And now, a word from the Crown Princess.
Oh, come on, Dad. Let her do what she wants. She's going to anyway.
And that, dear family, is my message to the world.
I thought I'd stay through tonight, unless you made other plans.
Now, don't do me any favors, huh?
I'm not doing you any favors. I need the $15.
Okay. As soon as I can, I'll have you meet our star. She'll give you her cues. That is, if she ever gets here.
She's here.
How do you know?
I talked with her.
Oh. Now you're staying, huh?
That's right.
Well, I guess she hasn't lost a touch.
Pete, is the...
Hello, Hallie.
Johnny? You still ruining the coffee with those rotten eggshells?
Nice to see you, too.
Johnny, we ought to be over that by now, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Coffee hot yet?
What time are the record people getting here?
Round 2, they said.
Then you and Glenn here better run over your cues before lunch.
Pete and I will take care of it.
Pete and you will take care of it, huh? Good.
Well, thanks for staying.
I need the money.
That the only reason?
Maybe not.
Johnny.
Hello, Nora. How are you?
I'm fine, Johnny.
Nice to see you. Come on, take a ride with me.
Oh, I think Dad's waiting.
Come on, it won't take long. I just have to ask the sheriff to let me off the hook tonight.
Hey, is Frank Larson still sheriff?
Yeah. He got a kick out of seeing you. Come on.
What do you need from Frank?
Well, my permit's only for 150 customers. I want 200 there tonight. Your sister's a very big draw now.
Have you seen her?
Yeah, I've seen her. I left her playing Cleopatra with my light man.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
The wounds still show, huh? It's funny. I thought I stopped bleeding months ago.
I guess we all have a few wounds. And off. Applause, 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 and on. That's good. Come on down. For encores, I do requests, so I'm afraid you're just going to have to wing it. You know, most clubs you go into, you've got to rehearse those cues, 6 or 7 times. And even then, you're liable to end up singing the last 16 in the dark. What'd you do before you took this job?
A lot of everything, I guess.
Around here?
Around every place.
Then you, can't be married.
No.
Sort of like me, I guess. Split weeks and one-nighters.
That's about it.
You wanted to inspect? Go ahead, inspect. I'd better check it with Ira at the fire station. You can use the phone in my office. I'll tell Hallie you're here.
Good. Then you can fill me in on all the local gossip.
I'm not sure there is any gossip to fill you in on,
come
but...
on, Sheriff.
Sometimes I think if I have to pack one more suitcase.
I don't know what you mean. Are you all right?
That's what I get for drinking before breakfast. Look, you wait here. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I mean, you're a nice guy.
I thought you were supposed to be rehearsing the cues.
Oh, yeah, we just finished.
Yeah, I saw. You better get rid of this junk.
I was going to.
I'll bet you were.
I don't know what I've done, but I think we ought to get it out in the open.
It is out in the open. You've been trying to make it with Hallie ever since she got here.
And you don't like it?
That's right. Or you, mister.
Johnny, I think I convinced our friend the fire chief. You want to start taking me through this fire trap?
I'm glad you got an open mind, Frank.
I'll get this stuff out of here.
Well? Now, come on, Frank.
Come on in. Well, it's not much, but a man should never turn down an invitation to a ladies' dressing room.
You know, I don't think your ex-husband even likes me talking to you.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was still that bad.
Has it worked yet?
What?
The morphine?
What are you talking about?
Well, it could be insulin or heroin. But I'd guess morphine or a derivative.
Do you know what you're saying?
You carry a hypodermic syringe in your purse. I'd say you just used it.
I also drink. Have you got that down?
You don't sleep. Haywood said you lost weight. You got pain so bad that the alcohol doesn't help anymore. It only makes it worse. That's why the morphine. It's inoperable, isn't it?
Nobody knows.
How long have you known?
A year ago, the 16th of last month at 2:35 in the afternoon.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry you found out. I was hoping to keep it my little secret.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's still your secret.
Who is it?
It's me, Hallie. I got an old friend out here. Want to say hello. Frank Larson.
I'll be right out. And now, while you're keeping my secret, I'll be busy keeping yours.
No folly.
Don't you, Dr. Kimball? Well, you just think about it.
Don't you think you've had enough?
Why don't you mind your own business? You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Why don't you do this, why don't you do that? Why don't you go someplace and grow roses or something? You are disgusting. I guess it runs in the family, baby.
Why do you do it?
Leave me alone, Peter. I'm tired.
Let me take you back.
I can't go back. All I want to do is go someplace and rest.
Come on. Come on.
Is this where he put you? It's no wonder you quit. We used to use this for storage.
Hey, you can sit, lie down, anything you want.
Can't you stay?
All right.
Why did you decide to stay tonight?
Well, I'm not sure.
I think I am. I think I reminded you of your wife. I could almost tell the way you look at me. You see, during your trial, must have been a couple of years ago, I guess. Well, anyhow, I took quite a ribbing because of the resemblance, so I suppose I followed the trial closer than most people. You've darkened your hair and all that, but the eyes are the same. It was the eyes that made me feel that maybe you didn't do it.
I didn't.
Have you seen Allie? She's supposed to do one of those radio interviews on the phone.
She's probably in a dressing room.
Allie?
Why do you want all this hate from everybody? How often?
When the pain starts.
Is it always bad?
Sometimes worse than others.
Well, why don't you wait and see?
Why?
So you won't start needing it when there's no pain.
She's not there. I'll have to cancel the interview. Look, try and find her, will you?
I look for her, Nora.
And now, Doctor, what was your question again?
Why do you want so much hate from everybody?
Not everybody.
All right, not everybody. Just the people that should mean the most to you.
You've got it backwards. Only the people I mean the most to. Do you understand?
I'm afraid not.
When my mother died, I was 7 and Nora was 3. If Dad could have crowned me queen of everything, I think he would have done it. Hey, you're right. I didn't need it this time.
How about your sister?
Oh, Dad loves her, all right, but it's always kind of an afterthought. You know what I mean?
So you're going to cushion the fall for him and Johnny?
That's why I left Johnny. He had me so far up on that pedestal that he forgot what I was really like.
So you're going to cut the statue down to size?
I'm going to destroy it before it destroys them.
Hallie.
Look, Pete, I didn't tell you all this because I need a shoulder.
I know. But any time.
Thanks. But are you sure it's really me you're worried about?
Who is it?
Dan Martin. They want Hallie out front.
I haven't seen her.
I'm sorry. I was sure I heard her voice.
How are you on keyholes? How's the crowd?
Should be sold out by showtime.
Are the people happy?
As far as I know.
And how far is that?
Hallie, it's so close to showtime, don't you think?
Are you starting with me again? If you don't like the way I live my life, you can just get out of it.
I'm sorry, baby.
You just stand there and take it. If he wants a free ride on the glamour train, he can just pay for it. No free rides for anybody.
Maybe you better go, Nora.
Nora doesn't want to go, do you, baby? Don't you know, Johnny? Nora's had a crush on you for years.
Well, Hallie, you've come a long ways.
Johnny, please, I only want...
What? What do you want now?
That's what gets to you, isn't it? That I've got it made and you're just hanging on. I always told you that small time's a sickness you're born with.
That never bothered me, Hallie. Small-time saloon keeper or king of the world. Didn't matter. You know why? Because I had something that nobody else had. Yeah. I had a woman that made everybody else seem second-rate. And then one day, this woman, this beautiful woman, turned ugly and rotten. Almost while I looked at her face. Almost while I held her in my arms. Just like a nightmare. You know something, Hallie? Seeing you again, and listening to you just now with Nora and Dan. Well, I think maybe that ended it. Understand? Because all I can feel right now is a kind of relief. Relief that it's all over. Over and dead, Hallie. Not a mourner in the house.
Hallie. Well, where is she?
I don't know, Johnny.
She was here 5 minutes ago.
I know.
I got a $2,000 house out there, and she has to... Davey, you seen Hallie?
Well, no, I'm looking for Glenn. It's almost showtime.
Thanks for telling me. We have a drug addict working for us, Davy. They give me the sheriff on the phone.
I'm sorry, Pete. For a minute there, I even forgot you were here.
I'm glad one of us remembered.
I didn't think I could have gone through with it anyway.
I couldn't wait to find out. Anyhow, if you had gone through with it, everything so far would have been wasted.
What do you mean?
If something happens to you, Hallie, the public's going to want to know why. And then everything comes out.
I suppose you're right.
Nobody wants to die alone, Hallie. Nobody wants to die at all. But at least you can do it the way you want. Everything paid.
You really lay it on the line, Doc.
Maybe I was thinking of someone who didn't have that choice. A woman who must have died angry and hating, afraid. Well, you don't have to be alone, Hallie. Nobody's expecting me anyplace.
Both of us sitting on death row, huh? They'll be looking for us.
Yeah. Well, I hope we're not interrupting anything. But you were supposed to be in front of that audience a half hour ago.
No kidding.
Look, you don't owe me any favors, and I don't want any. But those people out there paid good money to hear you.
I was just going, Mr. Ziegfeld.
I'll get on the line. Why don't you do that?
Johnny, listen.
Not now, then.
But Johnny... Johnny, I've got to talk to you.
And it'll have to wait.
It can't wait.
Where is he? He's up there. Good, I'll take him right now. Frank, how about letting him work the show first? He's not going anywhere.
Sure, you don't mind. I'll just alert my boys.
Thanks, Frank.
Johnny, you've got to know.
What, Dan? What?
That hypodermic. It's Hallie's.
What are you talking about? I found it in Glenn's room.
And he probably knows too, but believe me, it's hers.
Dan, what are you trying to tell me? That Hallie...
It's not what you think, Johnny. Hallie is sick.
What do you mean, sick?
I mean real sick. Why don't you bring her on first, and I'll tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. The log cabin is privileged to present a program of songs by one of America's most exciting personalities, Miss Hallie Martin.
There's just one road I travel. There's just one place I go. There's just one love for me to give someone. There's just one life I know.
You never told Nora.
I knew how hard it was to keep quiet myself. I just wasn't sure Nora could carry it through. I'll tell her at the right time. You see, I always felt I owed it to Hallie to let her do it like she wanted. Now, Johnny, you will...
I want to hear the song.
My love, or simply share the way, or simply share the way.
Quite a performer.
Hold it, buddy. That's right, you. Let's go. Frank.
Frank, I don't know how to apologize, but there's been a mistake.
What mistake?
Well, that syringe I found doesn't belong to Glenn here.
Well, then whose is it?
It's mine, Sheriff. I'm a diabetic. That syringe contains insulin. I accidentally left it in Glenn's room.
I guess I made a fool out of myself.
Oh. Here you are.
Thank you.
I'll give you a little tip. Next time somebody like me grabs you on a bum rap, don't look so guilty. I'm almost ready to take you in anyhow.
I need it more than you do.
You could give him a couple of extra bucks for the scare. Well, we got a free show. Ought to be anyhow.
See you later, Johnny.
Thanks, man. You know about Hallie, don't you?
She doesn't know anyone else knows.
Why did she tell you?
I don't know. Just wanted to talk to somebody. Besides, I'm safe.
How do you mean safe?
She doesn't love me.
Thanks, Glenn. I'm sorry. I can't let her leave that way.
That's the way she wants it, Johnny.
Damn. I'm still in love with her.
If she didn't know that, she wouldn't be doing this.
That's crazy.
Makes sense to her, doesn't it?
Does it? Makes no sense to me.
All right, but who else matters now?
I'm sorry. I gotta see her.
Can I drop you somewhere?
I'm all packed.
Well, then I'll get on my traveling clothes and we'll travel.
Pete, she in there?
Johnny, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna tell her that I know.
Oh, don't do it.
Would you mind getting out of the way?
You always tell everybody. Don't do me any favors. Maybe she feels the same way.
Well, that isn't my friend the impresario. What are you doing back here in the slums? Making sure I don't skip out with a company towel?
No. I thought you'd go on. I just wanted to air out the dressing room.
So long, Johnny.
So long, Hallie.
You coming, Pete?
Going someplace, Hallie. Where are you off to this time?
Why, I'm going anywhere Pete wants to take me. And what, do you care?
Oh, I don't care. As long as you don't come back.
Don't, Nora.
No, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sick of this phony goddess routine. You are so selfish, sadistic. Everything you touch turns to dirt. I am sick of the sight of you.
I'll see you.
I want to talk to you.
for me?
I think so.
Thank you.
A chance meeting. 1,000 ghosts are stirred. And a fugitive wonders how long before they'll be at rest.